When you interact with people, you need to understand their culture. And I always refer culture maps. So the way India will react versus a person who is based out of America, or let's say Latin America, or let's say a person who is in Japan, the culture will
Right.
be totally different. How you
That's true.
navigate this particular journey. So you need to get into the roots. You need to listen. And active listening is
Hmm.
one of the major thing to be successful as a leader.
Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast series by Directors Institute World Council of Directors, where we bring you insights from industry pioneers shaping the future of business, governance, and leadership. I'm your host for today, Priya George. Today, we have the honor of having Mr. Kaushik Chaki, a dynamic and seasoned leader with over 24 years of global experience in digital transformation, agile delivery, and operations management. Throughout his journey, he has not only driven business efficiency and automation, but also shaped high performing teams and nurtured a culture of innovation. His expertise spans customer experience, software testing, and strategic people leadership, making a lasting impact across industries. Passionate about growth, inclusion, and meaningful change, he continues to inspire teams and lead transformational projects that redefine industry standards. His leadership journey is filled with invaluable insights, bold decisions, and lessons that aspiring executives who, who can learn from our conversation today. So let's get started. Kaushik, welcome to FaceTime with Leaders. It is a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you, Priya, so much. I was honored to hear. I even didn't realize that this much you can say about me. Thank you.
It's our pleasure to host you, and I look forward to a very insightful conversation. So let's get straight to it. Kaushik, with over 24 years in leadership, digital transformation, and operations, your journey is nothing short of remarkable. But every great leader has that one defining moment, the point where everything shifts. Was there a challenge that tested you, or a decision that changed your path, a moment when you realized this is what I'm meant to do? We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely, Priya. And that's how it echoes through the journey of mine. So it's a thought leadership which helped me to strive up, and that made a meaningful journey towards transformation and innovation. Today's date, it's a world of VUCA. When I say VUCA, it's something like volatile place and ambiguous all over across. So there, if I need to be agile and I lead the changes by examples, that creates a meaningful journey. And that's what cultivated me to become a leader. And that helped me to give right, meaningful decisions for the organizations, for the team, and be successful and learn together with them.
Right, right. Um, thank you for your response. And that's such a powerful moment, and it really shows how defining experiences shape great leaders. Kaushik, in today's fast-paced digital world, customers expect more than just service. They expect seamless experiences, trust, and real connections with the brands that they engage with. Now, you've been at the forefront of transforming customer support and digital experiences throughout your career. From your experience, what does it truly take to create an organization where customer focus isn't just a strategy, but a core belief?
So it's in two, three folds you can respond back. And what I would
Right,
like to see is it's an end-to-end journey for a customer life cycle. So when a customer purchases any product, let it be our product or let it be anything, they want that product to work perfectly fine and gives them a meaningful result. And if there in that particular churn, they need certain help, that help should be given right at the same time so that we don't face any downtime. And that's where the
right,
automation or transformation comes in. And when it comes up, as a help to the customer's delight goes up. Say, for example, today's date, everyone needs uptime as 99% or 100%. How we can
Right.
achieve it? It can only happen when we start recapitalizing ourselves in a right way, and that can only happen with right automation, right transformation. So we understand the business trends, what right
Mm.
things are there. Let's say if I need to get into NLP or NL, etc., to go ahead and implement, let's say, LLM modules, etc.,
Mm,
and then
mm.
make it a meaningful journey for the customer will really like it. They will think, okay, this is what I need from you and your
Right.
organization. Okay, and that will recultivate. Okay, one customer will become my advocate to get me other more businesses. And this all needs to be done with the right ethical mindset so that
Mm,
we are ethically strong, giving meaningful results with automation and innovation.
mm. Right, right. That's a great perspective. And like you mentioned, true customer experience really does start at the top. And it's fascinating how much of this is about culture, not just technology or processes. Kaushik, you have led teams across different markets in India as well as outside of India, which means navigating diverse cultures, expectations, and ways of working. And when you're managing over 900 people, leadership isn't just about strategy. It's clearly about, understanding people, inspiring them, ensuring they stay motivated, etc. But from your experience, how does leadership change across geographies? And what have you learned about adapting your leadership style to bring out the best in teams?
No, this is great. And what I'd like to say is when you interact with people, you need to understand their culture. And I always refer culture maps. So the way India will react versus a person who is based out of America or let's say Latin America or let's say a person who is in Japan, the culture will
Right.
be totally different. How
That
you
is true.
navigate this particular journey. So you need to get into the roots. You need to listen, and active listening is
Mm,
one of the major thing to be successful as a leader. So you need to go ahead, understand, embrace those thoughtful, meaningful conversations and make it
mm,
lively for that particular person to understand, oh, this is what is your perception, this is where you want to go ahead, and then be the catalyst to be the change. So leadership is nothing but where you need to go ahead and just give someone directive. No, that is not. Rather than that, it is going together, transforming the business, be change person as an advocate and go ahead and drive meaningful results. So this helps me to be really agile, to connect with people who are across the geographies. And when you can't drive those changes, that becomes a failure point for you. So you need to always go ahead and overcome those challenges. And that's comes as a true leadership where you go ahead and speak to someone and says, okay, can we tweak this work differently? Rather than openly saying that, oh, I don't like your idea or I don't want to embrace that thought. No, rather than that,
mm.
okay, let's go ahead together and drive a meaningful change.
Thanks for your response, Kaushik. And this, I've thought of a question while you were responding. It's slightly off script, but since you've dealt with, organizations across across different continents, how important, like you said, it's important to know about their culture. But when you say that, does it involve, like, before you go for an assignment overseas, say to a particular country, how important or how much would you stress on reading up about the culture and the different traditions that people have, and different mannerisms, or how important is it to apprise or read up on those topics?
Very critical, and you hit the nail. Okay, why I said this one is, see, if you go to someone's house and be a part of that particular family, you should know what their likes or what their dislikes are. You should know the pattern, the way they operate, or how their thoughts moves on. so that
Correct.
they don't consider you as an outsider or a visitor, rather they consider you as a family. And once you become a family, then it becomes really great for you to
Easy.
go ahead and navigate those changes in a very seamless way. Because sometimes in business dynamics, you'll see people will have different perspective and may become resistant to drive any changes. That's where you need to go ahead and do it. But sometimes it becomes really difficult. Like, okay, you cannot always become a family because you need to have your own social obligations to be done in a
Mm,
right way. Okay, so
true.
there is a thin line between family and a professionalism which we always need to maintain. So do a
Maintain.
thorough study, get into these
Yes.
details, and I'll say it comes up as you move forward in this journey. It doesn't come in a
Correct.
day or two. You need to go ahead, interact, you need to go and check what their social life is, what their activities are, how you can
Correct.
follow through and make things happen. Because there are certain things which doesn't happen always in the boardroom. It also happens at the golf course.
Correct. Absolutely. Or over a lunch, maybe.
Yes,
Or
yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
wherever you are interacting, you are actually coming up and saying, okay, we can do things differently. It's not I, it's we. And that's the leadership.
Understood. Understood. It's absolutely incredible how different markets require different leadership approaches, and yet somehow, the core principles remain the same. So thank you for your response. Kaushik, earning multiple leadership awards and achieving the highest VIA engagement score speaks volumes about your ability to thrive, to build thriving workplaces. In today's fast-paced corporate world, engagement isn't just about policies, it's about culture, leadership, and a sense of purpose. What's your approach to creating an environment where people feel valued, inspired, and even driven to excel?
So you need to be with them. When a team gets formed, you get people across the board, and everyone would have different mindsets. You need to churn them towards the right direction. And when we do that one, it helps us to drive a meaningful results. And that can only happen when all comes together. So if we bring the diversity in the team, just not from the women or men standpoint, but also from the ideation standpoint, that creates the big impact. And to create a big impact, I'll take an example. We created one innovation hub where I was getting stuck with lot of ideas which was not getting implemented because we had lack of resources. So what we did was we got different people from different verticals saying that can you invest some time apart from your normal protocol jobs and facilitate in that particular idea, and it became really successful. We were able to churn almost around 120 odd processes, etc., in just matter of 3 4 months time frame, and those things happened with few interns who were
Oh,
just passed out of the college, and they didn't had any social obligations or barriers like bureaucracy, etc. No, they didn't had. They came up with an open mind,
fresh.
delivered.
They were fresh.
Fresh fit, yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And it helped us. And that actually created a right mindset as a growth mindset within the organization, which drive that culture to say, okay, we can do it. And when we can do it, that creates the evaluation. So I'll say that innovation hub which we created in last 1.5 year time frame, it just not got incorporated here in India. I got it incorporated in other countries also, and there also it is running
Mm,
successfully well. So it's a
mm.
well thought process and mechanism which if we churn together, it will help us. So that's something which I can say, which helps us to drive right culture.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think you made such a poignant observation, in fact, rather an advice. And it's also a very refreshing perspective. Real engagement, like you mentioned, is about culture, not just numbers. Kaushik, with an incredible career leading large scale operations, driving digital transformation, and shaping high performing teams, we can't help but wonder what's next for you as you look ahead. What are your future aspirations, both in your industry and within the boardroom?
So for me, it is something like I want to lead certain global operations, see that organization excel up, and just not in terms of trying to drive certain cost saving initiatives, etc., but rather
Right.
getting more in terms of enhanced culture, driving the right customer mindset with the right change management and keeping environment and sustainability together. It's just like a process reengineering work which we try to do whenever any
Hmm.
eureka moment comes in that particular organization and they want to get it done in a right way. I want to be that change catalyst for that organization in coming years. So I would like to
Understood.
be part of those flow or dynamics which an organization wants to drive it in the next 4 or 5 years.
It's great to see how your journey it continues to evolve with such a strong sense of purpose, and it's an exciting vision. So Kaushik, corporate governance is no longer just about ticking boxes for compliance. It has become the foundation of trust, sustainability, and long-term business success. In an era where transparency and ethical leadership define the strength of an organization, what do you believe is the single most critical aspect of governance that leaders today cannot afford to overlook?
First and foremost, ethics, work ethics, and business ethics. You cannot keep it aside. You
Right,
need to
right,
keep it as the center and drive
right.
it. And the second one, which is more important, is customer. Because if the
Hmm.
customer is not there, nothing is there. So we need to keep customer centricity as well as ethics. And the most powerful change which is happening right now, because if we don't take care of it, we will get shattered. That is
Hmm.
sustainability. How I can be sustainable in this particular ecosystem to drive
Hmm.
my services or my products in a right way, and how
Hmm.
I can do it following the industry standards. It's just
Hmm.
not I make the standards, but it should be applicable as per the footprints which we have across the globe. So
Hmm.
maybe India will have XYZ uh, clauses, Europe will
Hmm.
have ABC, EMEA
Hmm.
maybe wants some exact nuances to be driven, whereas India wants something else to be driven. So we need to understand, marry things, and see how we can put those process and policies in a
Hmm.
right way, and then a structured audit, a
Hmm.
continuous structured audit which needs to happen within the organization and beyond it, so that we have those systematic things in place and drive it. That's what
Right.
I can say in terms of actual governance when we want to do it. And also something like where I need to see my balance sheet to see whether I'm going in the right direction, whether my profit margins are in the right way, and my operating cost is coming down or not. So these few things, if I am able to do as a right corporate governance, I feel we should be able to deliver much, much better results in coming years and future.
That makes a lot of sense, and that's such a crucial insight. Thank you for sharing your response with us. And as we near the end of the institute, Kaushik, you have recently joined a Directors Institute, which must have been a significant step in your journey. What inspired you to become a part of it, and how has the experience shaped your perspective on governance, leadership, and boardroom decision making?
Say it's amazing. It has helped me to transform my thoughts in a right direction, right way, and it has helped me to use those ideas and philosophies in my regular work domain. So when I see this particular journey, it has been really a transformation for me to go ahead and do right things in the right time. So I'll say thank you so much, team, for creating this such a wonderful course, and it has helped me.
Thank you for your kind words, and that's really great to hear how continuous learning plays such a key role in leadership, and that Directors Institute is being or playing a role in your journey. What an insightful conversation, Kaushik. Your journey, leadership wisdom, approach to governance, it truly showcases what it takes to drive transformation in today's business world. And if there's one key takeaway from this discussion, it's that leadership isn't just about making decisions, it's about creating impact, inspiring change, and continuously evolving. So, Kaushik, thank you so much for being with us on FaceTime with Leaders and sharing your very valuable insights with us. Thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you so much, Priya. It was wonderful speaking to you, and I hope I can create a difference for everyone, whoever has listened to this particular discussion.
Absolutely. And we wish you nothing but continued success in your journey. For our audience, let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts, connect with us at Directors Institute, and explore how governance and leadership shape the future. And of course, don't forget to tune in for the next episode of FaceTime with Leaders, where we bring you more insights from the world's top executives. Until next time, this is Priya George signing off. Lead with vision, act with integrity, and make an impact. Until next time, take care. Thank you.